Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mustard Saves, and today I'm coming to you with another food pantry haul. I did not do a food pantry visit in April because we were doing a lot of traveling. We had a wedding to go to, and then there was Easter, and all of our trips kind of overlapped with the timeline we usually go to the food pantry with, and we didn't want to throw off that schedule, so we just opted to not go, and we did have to go to the grocery store a couple times to fill in the gaps. And we are definitely noticing the impact of all of our traveling on our monthly expenses. But you know, such is life, and you know, you save up money so that way you can spend it on things that are good for you and your mental health and physical health and all that jazz. So it's not money I regret spending, but now I am back to my food pantry schedule, and with that out of the way, it was kind of raining today, so our box got a little wet, but we're gonna start with the food pantry always gives us this exact box, and they fill it with pantry goods, so like shelf stable items. And so right off the top, we got pumpkin spice Special K. Ooh, cute. We've got a bag of rice, a ramen, some lentils, some jello. There's always tomato product. We've got some green beans, can of cream style corn, mixed vegetables, peaches, and this is a broth maybe? Oh, it's shelf stable milk. I think they get these from Dollar Tree. I think Dollar Tree carries those, so that's nice to have a shelf stable milk. We've got a vegetable condensed soup, some spaghetti noodles, macaroni, dark red kidney beans, so a can of beans, the all-inclusive jar of peanut butter. Any food pantry you go to will give you a jar of peanut butter, and we've got a can of chicken and a can of tuna. So yay, all good things. Glad to have this. So that is our dry goods from our local food pantry. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this box out of the way because it does take up a lot of space, and then I will get the counter set up with all of the other things. Alrighty, so here is everything else unloaded, and I have sectioned it out by category, starting with the fresh veggies. Looks like we've got a giant bok choy. I'm usually used to seeing baby bok choy. This looks like it kind of got like beat up a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and wash it anyway, maybe pick through. Who knows what I can do with it. Worst case scenario, I have to toss it out, but if I get to it right away, like if we eat this tonight, I think it'll be fine. Editing mustard here. So for this bok choy, I did want to get to it pretty soon because it was looking a little rough on camera. It doesn't really show you the exact colors that I was looking at, but some of the leaves were just a little too dark. And it wasn't dark as in like green leafy vegetables dark. It was like, I think this stuff was definitely damaged. I don't think it was like rotting. Like the yellow part I think is a little bit of sun damage. And I think it probably just got like jostled around in transit because I decided to go ahead and wash everything up. And there were some parts of like brown bits, but it looked like it had been damaged in some way. So I salvaged what I was able to, and because it's an older bok choy, I didn't want to eat it raw the way it would be in like a salad, just because I feel like it's not as tender as the baby bok choy. So I chopped it up real small because also it was mostly stem. There wasn't a whole lot of leafage going on, so I chopped it up really small. And throughout the week, I will probably just go ahead and throw this in like stir fries or with some garlic and make it its own side dish of just like garlic and bok choy. And yeah, I actually got a pretty good amount out of it. I didn't have to throw too many away, just the outside leaves that seemed to get the most of the force of whatever happened to it. So I am still very happy with what I was able to get out of it. I know it was looking pretty rough there, but it was totally fine on the inside. And anyway, we got this nice bundle of kale that looks absolutely beautiful. Like, these vegetables feel very firm, very fresh. Love vegetables. And then we've got ourselves a bag of sweet potato, a head of lettuce, a 10-pound bag of regular potatoes, and a pineapple. And this pineapple does look weird. I don't know that I've ever seen a pineapple that looks like this. It's like dark brown but kind of green, and we did smell it. It doesn't smell like pineapple, but it doesn't smell like rot. It just like looks funny. It just smells like plant. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it just smells like plant. So I guess I'll cut that open tonight and see what it looks like on the inside. Hopefully we can have some of that. About 48 hours after I recorded this video, I decided to go ahead and cut into the pineapple. I wanted to get to it as soon as possible just because, like, the outside definitely looked weird. Like, the camera doesn't pick it up, but it's like a dark green, not quite brown color. And when I cut it open, it looks like the skin was maybe bruised, or maybe it froze at some point, or like something damaged it, because it didn't smell rotten. It just smelled not like a pineapple. And so I actually was very generous with how much pineapple I was shaving off. And then obviously, like, I cut off the core and all that, and I actually came out with a pretty decent amount of pineapple for completely free, at least. So the pineapple, as long as, you know, I cut off those brown parts, it tasted fine, it smelled fine. I ate it this morning for breakfast, like some of it with breakfast, and I feel fine. So I think it was damaged. Like, it maybe got frozen or hot, or like dropped it, or it was squished under some other ones. I don't know, but it was just superficial damage. Here's a little side-by-side picture of all of the stuff that I was able to salvage from the pineapple and the bok choy. And I wanted to include this clip just to show that, yes, some of the stuff you get from the food pantry isn't quite up to like our aesthetic standards that we're used to seeing in a grocery store. But this is still a lot of food that would have just been thrown away. This is a lot of nutrition that would have just gone into a landfill, and it wouldn't have gone back into like any kind of nutrient cycle. Yes, for some, this might not be the most ideal situation, but remember, like, I didn't pay any money for any of this. So if all it took was just like 5 minutes of prep and I still came out with something edible, and, you know, a fruit and a vegetable, I really consider that a win, and I still think that this is a very beneficial service to the people who do need it. Okay, I'm done bothering you guys. We can go back to the haul. Thank you for listening to my rant. I was actually planning on going to the grocery store to buy a pineapple this week, because our grocery store has them on sale for $1.50, and I thought that was a pretty good price for a pineapple. So who knows? Over here, they offered us milk. I asked if they had dairy-free milk, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. This time they did have lactose-free, so I'll take that as a good compromise. This will go nicely with our new box of cereal. And then we got this huge ham right here. It's kind of frosted over, so I don't even know how much it weighs. Okay, I tried cleaning it off a little bit. I can't find how much it weighs. Oh, maybe it's on the tag? No, tag does not say how much it weighs. But this is a bone-in, fully cooked ham, so whenever we get around to using this, we'll just have to heat it up. So that'll be a fun, probably like 3 or 4 meals to get out of this. And when I say meals, I typically mean like a meal that would serve like 4 to 5 people. There's only 2 people in my house, so like when I cook meals, I cook, you know, like a batch of it. So for 2 people, it would go further, but for 4 people, I don't know, this 3 to 4 might be like kind of undershooting it, so I never really know until you start cutting into it, because this also has bone in. So that also means you could get like bone broth out of it, or, you know, use the bone to flavor other dishes. Like, it's all about how you use it. And when you're trying to stretch things on a budget, you're probably gonna mix meat with something cheaper like pasta or rice. So for me, I don't really know how many meals I'd get out of this until I start brainstorming and, you know, actually use it. So yay, a ham. And then we got 3 separate deli meats. This one is honey ham. This one here is buffalo chicken, and then this one is turkey. So deli meats do freeze very well. I will probably just keep these in the freezer until I get around to using them. And then one of the ladies who volunteers there, she actually remembered us, and she said that she remembered that we're one of the people who usually will accept seafood, so she offered us some snow crab, so now we have some seafood. I finally have real butter in the house again. I've just been using like margarine and like baking with it and all that stuff, so maybe my baked goods will come out a little better now that I have butter. We've got a nice loaf of bread with sesame seeds on it, a roll of crackers, and then some of these buns, looks like just like sandwich buns, a slice of yellow cake with chocolate frosting, and then some chocolate chip muffins. And that is everything that we got from our food pantry this month. There is one other food pantry that we usually go to, but that one will not be hosted until next week. But with the way the prices of groceries are going, I am grateful for anything that I am given when I go to these institutions or organizations, whichever you like to refer to them as, because they are services that are here to help you. And I was just telling the lady today, like, I'm so grateful for this service because my household income has about doubled since we moved in, which has been really good on us not having to dip into our savings. But now we're definitely starting to reach like just past our break-even point on our bills and all that. So for the almost year that we've lived here, it's been really nice to not have to worry so much about food. We are not picky eaters here at home, so anything that we are given, we're just super grateful for. And I hope showing you guys the type of things that you might receive at your local food pantry will inspire you to kind of get over maybe some hesitancy or embarrassment that you might have for going to visit your food pantry. But these services are very honestly here to help you. So at the very least, you might just only like a couple of things that they give you. You might not like all of it, but like I said, with the way grocery prices are looking these days, I am just so grateful for anything, any help that anyone is able to give me. And I'm gonna go ahead and start putting all this stuff away. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!